Hello everybody. Hey Xander. Hi. Fucking hell. Fuck me. Oh my gosh. Okay, well I'm here. No, that's the wrong button. I know what I'm doing. Can you call me on that bullshit? Oh my gosh. I've had a terrible day. Professional. The most professional. I've had a fucking terrible day. Oh my god. The last 2 weeks have just been so stressful. Actually, to be honest, the last 4 months, this whole year so far has kind of sucked. I mean, there's been some absolutely good things, but it's mostly just been like a big bundle of stress and suspense and anxiety and stress. And I'm streaming tonight because I didn't know what else to do, because I couldn't lie down anymore because I was getting a crick in my neck and I couldn't do anything else either. And I'm not wearing my headphones because it's been sort of a problem since I got that cold. Sneezing and coughing. It was a very, very nasty cold, and sneezing and coughing. My ears have been acting really, really weird, and earlier today I sneezed, and this ear clogged. It blocked, and it didn't unblock for like 4 hours. And initially I was like, okay, so what can I do about this? Well, I googled it, and it was just like, oh yeah, that's perfectly normal. Just like try swallowing a lot, try like pinching your nose and breathing out, all that sort of stuff. None of it worked, so I was like, I'll talk to my mum, who's a nurse. Well, actually, first I called the doctors, and they were like, yeah, we can't see you until Tuesday. So then I talked to my mum, who trained as a nurse, and she was like, I should probably just go to like Boots or a pharmacy or something and just ask for some like ear spray. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that before I get any of my housework done, because I don't know what the Boots opening times are anymore, and I don't want to leave it until they'll be closed in the afternoon for some fucking reason, and they won't be open again until also Tuesday, because there's a coronation, some dude's getting a crown shoved on his noggin, and other stuff is happening as well, and I just can't be bothered keeping up with any of it. So I'll go now, before... well, the only thing I did get done was I changed my bedspread, which I did need to do. And when I was at Boots, the lady was like, she got like super like flustered and was like, oh, we actually only have something for earwax. We have to talk to the GP. Do you want to take the earwax thing? Oh, by the way, if you do the earwax thing and you get any pain at all, call your GP or 111 immediately. And, well, I've really got to start telling people that I have severe anxiety, so they don't tell me shit like that. I have really bad anxiety, and it's very much connected to my health. Like, I've had bad health like all my life. It's only recently that it's actually been any kind of stable, and I still had chronic fatigue that knocks me flat. And I didn't tell her I had anxiety. I was just like, I literally did say, well, I wasn't expecting this to be so scary. And she just kind of laughed, and I was like, well, I'll just take my weird ear spray. Goodbye now. And so I got chips on the way home, because I was supposed to get chips after the meeting I had Wednesday night, but they shop had fucking closed 30 minutes before the meeting was even finished, so I'll get chips today. And I started eating my chips at home. And I was like, I'll do the ear spray thing. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Let's see. My anxiety is a fucking bitch. Like, I knew going into it that it was highly unlikely that there's actually anything wrong with my ear, that it's actually just perfectly normal because I had a horrible cold and it'll take a bit to get better. My anxiety don't give a fuck. I was like perfectly aware, and I was like telling myself, it's okay, didn't fucking matter. My anxiety does not give a single flying fuck. My anxiety went into overdrive. I was sitting right here. I did the ear thing as directed, and literally I read the leaflet, and it was like, yeah, there's no side effects. It's just fucking olive oil. It's fine. My anxiety was like, no. Cold sweats. Hot flushes. Nausea. Oh, you vertigo. I had to sit on the fucking floor. So I thought I was going to puke. For nothing. Just because my anxiety was being a bitch. And I was like, I'm going to call 111 because I don't know what else to do. But the menu on that is actually really bloody annoying because it's actually split up into 2 categories. Mental health and physical health. It was both. It was both. It was both my anxiety and my physical health just fucking with me. And I was like, why isn't there a category for both? And I clicked mental health because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's mostly just my anxiety. And they were like, okay, you've picked mental health. Be warned that the mental health professionals are not equipped to deal with physical health problems. So you better be fucking sure. And I'm just like, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. It's... Ugh. And I end up, like... They put me on hold, and they're like, it might take up to 10 minutes. And I was like, in 10 minutes, my anxiety might have killed me. I did end up just hanging up, because I was like, they probably can't help me, and it probably just is anxiety. Not being sure definitely puts it in the mental health category now. And I just called my mum back. And I'm like, Mum, help. And this is my mum, who is still down in England for my grand's 100th birthday. And she's overwhelmed because everybody's come together, and literally my grand's room at the care home is so full of flowers and cards that you can't even move. And I'm just like, Mum, help, my anxiety's killing me. And I'm just like, I can't take today off. I'm like already 2 weeks behind on laundry. And she was like, oh yes, well, walking around and doing things will probably help your ear. And I'm just like, yeah, probably would, but it wouldn't help my anxiety. No. My anxiety doesn't care if I'm in actually perfect health. If there's one, even like one tiny little thing that's like, you might be dying. It takes it and it runs with it. It runs the Olympic triathlon with it. It carries the torch to the finish line. Whenever the fucking finish line is, I haven't made it. I don't know what the hell is at the end of there, except disappointment and ashes. Oh my gosh, it's so tough. And so I've actually spent like the last, thanks Turbs, 4.5 hours just lying in bed. I thought, oh, I'll eat my chips. No, I can't eat my chips, I'm gonna puke. So I've just been lying. Yeah. He was actually really, really nice. Like when I was lying there, he came and just fell asleep next to me and it was lovely. And now he decides to scream at me. What's up, boy? Don't you yawn at me, you'll make me yawn and my ear can't take that right now. The thing is, my ear is still fucked. But I don't know what to do about it. I don't even think there is anything I should do about it. I got up because I had to, because my back was killing me and I needed to do something, and streaming is a good way of distracting me. And I thought we could just hang out, address how much of a bitch anxiety is, because you know what I've realised anxiety really is? It is the boy who cried wolf. Because I am terrified I'm going to get to a point in my life where I'm getting all these weird little aches and pains, and I'll just be like, oh, it's just anxiety fucking with me. And then one day it's actually not going to be anxiety fucking with me. One day it is going to be actually something, and my anxiety has made me ignore it. That's what I'm really afraid of, honestly. Because I spent like a good portion of my life being a severe hypochondriac, and it was amazingly actually COVID that good 90% cured me of that. I'm not even sure how. I think it was because even when I did get it, like even though I was in rather poor health, not like super poor, it's definitely better than I've been in a long time, but when I did get it, it just kind of tanked my energy levels, and that wasn't really that unusual. That's kind of normal, especially when you consider that, I've definitely talked about this before, but one of the symptoms of chronic fatigue is flu-like symptoms. So I can be like feverish, got a bit of a headache, sore throat, blocked nose, wouldn't be sick, no, it's just with chronic fatigue fucking with me. So it's just like little things like that, but I'm just scared that one day anxiety is really going to do me dirty, because I've learned a lot of things about anxiety. 1, it is the boy who cried wolf. 2, it wants to isolate us. Like, it has an agenda. I feel like anxiety is like a thing with like an actual conscience, and it has an agenda, and it actually wants to fuck with us. It wants to keep us away from other people. It wants to make us be alone and afraid. Anxiety is the devil. It is one of the worst things that can afflict a person. And it can be like split up into different like things as well, like hypochondria, like agoraphobia. It just fucks with you, and I honestly don't know what to do about it, because even today I was like acknowledging that like there's clearly nothing actually like wrong with my ear. It's just annoying. It's no pain or anything. I've not gone deaf in the ear or anything. It's just an annoyance. But my anxiety was just like, no, you're dying. You're dying, you're dying, you're dying, you're dying, you're dying. And even though I knew that wasn't true, it didn't matter. I spent 4 hours lying over there, half watching the YouTube videos on my tablet because I couldn't do anything else. Hello. Hello. Just trying to convince my body that I'm actually okay. This is a very cute boy. And mostly all I am right now is just tired. Well, that's normal. No, it's very normal. I hope the music's not too loud, by the way. I'm not wearing these, so... But I do have this on full volumes, just so I can actually hear that there even is music, though it might just be loud. From my perspective. But I do have a very, very cute cat. He was very nice to me earlier. He would just curl up next to me, which was very sweet. Didn't even meow when it was coming up to his meal time, did you? Did you just want some attention? Is that it? Someone was lumbering in our stairwell about an hour ago, and that freaked him out, so he went and hid in the wardrobe. To be honest, it freaked me out. He's my cute boy. I think in a way I did just need to get that all out. Like, anxiety does just fuck me up. And it's not fair. It fucks up a lot of people, which is really sad. And I wish there was just like something better we could actually do to deal with it. Something was like CBT, which didn't help me. I did that once, and I think the problem with that is that it's meant to be concise and short, and it has an end point. I feel like battling anxiety is a lifelong thing. It's not something you can just, like, I don't know, nip in the bud and just call it a day. It doesn't go away. Battle against mental illness cannot be won decisively. It is a long campaign against an enemy who never tires, whose forces swell to twice their size whenever you look away. Battle against a foe of such magnitude who occupies your very mind. Every moment you survive is a triumph against all odds. There is no more honourable combat. That's amazing. Yeah, CBT, like, my therapist was really, really lovely and encouraging. My problem is that sometimes the best moment I would have would be to talk things out with her. But then it ended and I didn't see her again, and I didn't have that outlet anymore. And I was like extremely anxious back then. I didn't really have any friends. If I did, I didn't know how to talk to them. I was like going through a lot of health problems, and I was like really struggling to get a job. Like, it was absolute torture because either my autism was fucking me up and I didn't know how to talk to anybody, or I was just physically incapable of actually doing what was required. So I was like, I think the longest I lasted in a job was about 4 days. And I tried so many different ones, but the thing is, the only jobs that are going up here are the ones that nobody else wants. Like hard labour, or what I consider hard labour, and which other people should also consider hard labour because it's really bloody taxing. Kitchen porter, domestic, cleaning, like none of it's nice. I mean, the amount of times I've had someone like in the job centre go, it's like, how about working in the hospital laundry? And I'm just like, you want me, an anxious hypochondriac, to work in hospital laundry? Great idea! And I still ain't doing that. My hypochondria might be better. My anxiety might even be better, but I'm still not doing that. Jeez, I would actually die. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. I just can't. But yeah, CBT didn't work. That's basically the long and the short of that. I should be doing this really because he's here. It's a bit weird me being sort of there. There we go. Best of both worlds. Although he's definitely like, oh my gosh, look at him. Is he not the cutest boy? For some reason my tit really hurts. Probably hormones. Definitely hormones. Okay, yeah, sorry, my hormones have been a bit crazy lately, but it's one of the things that actually needed fixing when I was always sick all the time for was a hormone imbalance because of, I can't actually remember, I don't think it was ever really like labelled, but I got put on birth control towards the end of 2017 and that basically fixed it. But I now have to keep taking the birth control and I have to take breaks from it every, like a couple of times a year just to, you know, refresh my body and all that shit. Do the other CBT called compulsory basic training, riding a motorbike will solve anxiety. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Oh, jeez. You know, I keep having dreams and like driving cars, but it's always like with an element of reality in that I know I shouldn't be driving this car because I don't know how and I do not have a license, but I'm going for it anyway. It's always quite scary. But I think the most scary thing is actually thinking I'm going to get stopped by the police and have people ask for my license. Why do my tits hurt? I mean, I know I just answered that question, but my tits hurt. It must be an anxiety thing. Ow. Hello. You're very cute. Oh, yes. Cute boy. Here I am just talking about my anxious tits. It is unfortunately just a sad fact of life that I just... very sensitive. And that's the other thing, like... the amount of times I got, like, sidelined from the doctors because I... didn't know how to explain what was wrong with me because, you know, doctors, they actually look for, like, key descriptors. And if you don't know those, you don't get helped. And the other one was, everybody thought I was making it up, my period problems. They thought I was just overly sensitive. I remember I went back to a doctor who put me on these hormonal injections that kept me bleeding for 3 months, solid. And I was talking to him about the side effects, and he was like, do you want me to refer you to psychology? No! I don't. Funny. This other guy put me on anti-nausea pills after making the conclusion that I was just sensitive. Well, it's true, but not in the way he thinks. It's a bit weird that I'm getting... Yeah, mental medicine is... especially like the people who practice it. Like, my mum had so much trouble, like, back in the 80s and the 90s, because... half the doctors are guys, and half the doctors, most guys don't fucking get it, like, at all, and they just can't conceive of the fact that women might actually have a problem, that they're not just being women. Fucking hell, cat on. And if you think about the thing that's bad, my grandmother had it too. She called it the curse. So she had it, my mum had it, then I got it. My sister is fine. Fucking bitch. No, I love her, but I do kind of envy her that. I remember I was like getting it really, really bad when I was visiting my grandma once, and me and my mum came back from a walk, and I just immediately passed out on the sofa, and my gran just put her hand on my shoulder and said, it's the curse, isn't it? And like, she knows. She knows. She had it like 40s, 50s, 60s, dealing with it then. It's nuts. It's horrible. And people just don't fucking listen to you. I mean, it is the 21st century now, and I struggle to get anybody to listen to me. I don't even remember how it came about. Not exactly. I mean, the guy put me on those dumbass injections. And then I was like, I don't want to take these injections anymore. And another doctor, who's actually probably the best doctor on the island, and that's why she's so sought after, and it's actually really bloody hard to get an appointment with her, put me on the pills I'm on now, just to stop that bleeding. And it turns out they worked. They actually fixed all the other problems. What they didn't, which wasn't great. I can't really come off those pills for more than like a week, which is fine, but I'm probably never going to have kids, which is actually also fine. I have no real desire to have kids, well, that might prove problematic with relationships later, but I can't come off those pills. I tried once, because they were initially just a solution to stop bleeding from those injections. And I had the absolute worst withdrawal symptoms that you can imagine. I think I was off them for 4 weeks total, maybe a bit longer. But it was like, I would get the heaviest periods imaginable. Every 5 days, 4 or 5 days. And with that came uncontrollable vomiting, and diarrhea. And at one point, at the same time, although not quite, because it turns out those two muscles don't work well together. You have to take turns. So yeah, I'm on those pills forever. Or at least until I get my fucking hysterectomy removed. And I say my hysterectomy removed, my hysterectomy is the name of the operation. My womb removed via hysterectomy. I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, apologies for TMI, I do tend to do that here sometimes, where I just talk about my periods, talk about bleeding, and pooping. I feel like that's actually pretty normal. Like that bitch out. Yeah. So, that's not quite an entire sum up of my medical history, but it's definitely a sum up of one aspect of it. And anxiety just... There was a point in 2017 where I was sick so much that I actually thought I was gonna die. Like, I lost 3 stone in 3 weeks because I was vomiting so much. It was just... And I was vomiting for, like, all the stupidest reasons as well. Like, I got a stomach bug that nobody else in the family got. I tried these antidepressants that the side effect was that it made you puke, and I was taking them for a while, and then I realised, oh, the side effect is puking, I don't want to take these anymore. The thing is, I've heard people say, oh yeah, I've had that side effect, it's puking. I just kept eating more to compensate. Yeah, I don't do that. Puking a lot makes me afraid to eat anything, because it just feels like I'm just going to puke it up, and I think my body's just like, well, what the fuck is the point? So yeah, I stopped eating, and I lost 3 stone in 3 weeks, and not great. And I was just like, I was having fainting spells, and I got put on this other medication, which was depressing, and also like really frightening, because one of the side effects was fainting spells, which could lead to death, and I'm just like, I don't want to live like this anymore. Oh my god, it was just, it's hard to believe that, even though it's been like I'd say it's been about 4.5 years now that I've actually been mostly okay. It's honestly hard to believe that it has been that long, because it just took like most of my life to sort any of this stuff out for a long time. I didn't even feel like a real person, because I was just sick all the time. I didn't have time to be a real person. It was just like getting through each day to even figure out what the hell was going on. That was my life, like right up until I was 25, 26. And I know a lot of other people have like had to deal with like bad health for a lot longer, but that was my experience anyway. It's crazy to think that I'm actually in pretty decent health now. But good, it's good. I'm so bloody tired, and I've actually been referred for home assistance, because I've been struggling to get my housework done because I've just been so fucking tired. To the point where I find it difficult to actually do my dishes regularly, because the plates and the bowls and just the endurance to wash them is fucking up my left wrist. All the love and kindness being sent your way, my dude. Thank you, Xander. I know this is kind of turning into a bit of a pity party where I'm just like, oh, I'm so sick all the time. But no, it's just, today was like, my anxiety today was just like out of left field, because I really thought I was getting the hang of it, and it just absolutely floored me, and I hate that. I really wish it hadn't done that. I thought it was better than that, but for some reason, my ear's fine now. It's not even blocked now, not even a little bit. It was like a tiny bit, like, before I started, but it's fine now. I've been having these tiny little bit of aches in it, but that's it. And honestly, that has been enough to just send a brief wave of just anxiety over me, just every couple of hours, every hour. It's just like why, man? Why? I think it's just, I think I'm mostly just overwhelmed because a lot of stuff's been happening, and I've been doing the Astronomy Society stuff has come up, and my book's hopefully coming out sometime this year, and then I missed my birthday because I was sick. It's just been so much stuff. So much stuff, and my back hurts. But I do have some water. Not that that's going to help my back, but it'll help my life in general. Oh. But yeah, anxiety is a fucking bitch. That's basically the summary of this stream. I hate it. I hate it. Why do I have Twitter open twice? Excuse me. Do we want to play some Hades? I'd be up for playing some Hades. It would just be a nice little distraction, I think, and I kind of want to put it on my schedule at least once a week to keep going with it, so I feel like we are pretty close to an end state. And if we could get to that, that would be great, because I've definitely been playing this game for like over a year now. Okay, I'm going to turn this down on my end. Oh, that was good timing. Just ended.